Welcome to my channel, guys. L7 Centaur Codes. Sorry it's been a few days since I've posted, but it's been a little weird. I have 6 children, 4 are still living at home, and it's the holiday season. It's the holiday season. I hope everyone is having a wonderful holiday season. Just cleansing the space, enjoy the beautiful music, and just the beautiful trail of, this is just love. I'm just bringing love and unconditional understanding and grace into this space. We are safe and protected. We are all one, experiencing through the many different avatars. But in the end, we are all connected. And in the beginning, we are all connected. And when we separate, it's just for a little while to learn. And then when we come back into our knowing, we then can really make a difference on this earth. That is heaven on earth, when we remember who we are, which is God. So then you start to worship all others as if they are God. That is the way. If everyone is God, then no one is God, because all are treated as if they were worthy of unconditional love and praise. This is why and how we create a new world. Okay. Let us begin. Sorry, my nose is like, yeah, my children have had a little bit of an illness. And I am fighting it as much as I can. I've been meditating like double time, because meditation is like definitely a healing. When you raise your frequency, right, in your being, so too then do you increase your auric field of protection. And that includes health, wealth, all things. You're creating an arc from your heart forward. And this arc is what is the energy that you are putting out into the universe, okay? Some call it a Taurus field, all sorts of things. So, I found this card today. I make art, okay, so I made this one. It's a resin art, so actually the number 6 might mean something to you, but also something that's very interesting about the 6. Watch this. The 6 is actually a 9, obviously. Look. See how that became a 9? And then if you really just look at it, it looks like a spiral, okay? So I'm a Hierophant, okay? I'm a spiritual teacher. I have meditated for, I would say, 6 years straight, okay? Meaning that every single moment of every single day, I was trying to be in meditation. And also I set aside, I kind of let my house slide, but here's the thing. Spirit was calling me so heavily to be in my own energy and to shut everyone else out and just to spend time with the one that we all are, so that I can really know the frequency, so that I can tap into it and bring you the messages that I have received from my most expanded awareness in pure silence and adoration. I have done a lot of healing, and I am a healer. What keeps us dark is not evil entities. What it is undealt with trauma, okay? That was caused to us by us diving into the unknowing and forgetting, and then interacting with each other, so that we could learn and grow more about who we are through experience of not knowing. So you can never lose your light. Your light always returns back to source. You're here to learn and grow so that you can take what you've learned from the separation back into the unity realms, where we're all one and we live in love and light. And light just means lighthearted, okay? Light and dark, the aspects of those things, are just there to contrast each other. So you can't say one is good and one is bad, because light contrasts dark and dark contrasts light. But what is hard is the heavy trauma that we hold, that sinks us down and down into a spiral of depression. And the only way to get out of that is to turn around and remember who you are. First, by most likely seeking God or seeking something like that. And then ultimately, I want to tell you that you will want to seek yourself, and finding yourself is finding God. Okay. I'm gonna pull a few cards here because I looked at my timer and my timer said 5:22, so that might mean something to you, like maybe May 22nd or 25:52, anything like that. Those numbers might resonate. I just happened to see that and I would mention it. Anyway, ain't it cute? Thanks for listening so far, and I hope you guys are all having like a wonderful day. Yeah. Okay. We are going to tap in here to spirit through cards. And by the way, I have art written on my wrist because we are all God's art. So he art in heaven, right? So if it's an H-E and then art, right? The he is not here because he's unseen, but he is always here because he's arting in heaven and on earth. He art. This is the heart. Okay? We're down here playing around in the tar, if you put the T in front of the R, like a rat, R-A-T, right? In a maze of illusion of separation. So the illusion is really that we are disconnected. And that's how we are able to war and fight with each other and judge each other and transact with each other, because we forget that we are all connected so that we can understand what it's like to create resistance. And with resistance also comes refinement. So refinement is how we lighten our load and beautify our jewel, our facet, our beauty within, which is the one little spark of God that came here to learn, is now going back with so much more understanding and awareness of its being. So this is the goal, self-actualization on this earth. So I want to pull a card from these. These are really big. And we'll just see what message spirit is bringing in here right now. Also on top of my teaching. And I just want to say, like, thank you so much for clicking on this video. We need to get these messages out, the messages of unity consciousness. I have a brand that is called Uniquely Equal, and I'm going to be creating products that can help us spread the message that we are all one first, then the many. So to hurt another is to hurt self, and to hurt self is to hurt another. And so that we can, all of us, start to learn how to heal our trauma and get back into trusting the connection. And also starting to seek the connection and the relationship before the argument, if you will. It's wanting to seek understanding before just judging. So imagine if every single time we interacted and someone said something to you, right before you decided to judge, you decided to seek understanding. So spirit is really like guiding us to seek understanding first, which is giving grace. Before judgment, seek understanding. Seek to know what the other person has been through. And what the other person has been through. Look, Jupiter descendant. So this, oops, I'm so sorry. I think these are upside down. There we go. The descendant of Jupiter. Oh my gosh. First of all, you might live in Washington, D.C. That just literally came out. You might be 24 years old. Or 42. I also see 4-4. So to me, the symbol for Jupiter always looks like a 4. It also looks like a 2 and a 4, and it also looks like a 2 and a 1. So it could be 21, 24, 42, right? These numbers. And so Jupiter actually, this is very interesting because Jupiter is the jewel repeater. It is the thing that, if you imagine these little cross sections as if they're discs, okay? So, and then they're moving like this, and they're creating new patterns every single like nanos, just all the time. It's creating new patterns, okay? And if it's creating new patterns, then what it's doing is, when we are in the frequency of Jupiter, it's reflecting back to us a pattern of things so that we can grow and learn. Almost like as if we're in like if you want to imagine that we're in like a video game or a simulation, if you will, okay? This is metaphor, okay, for growth and consciousness and understanding. So Jupiter says growth here, and this is why. Because it repeats your pattern that you're sending out back to you, and it keeps making it slightly different until you'll learn the lesson that you need to learn through that. So your energy is being put through this jewel repeater, okay? Because we're all God's jewels, all right? Ju and L. Yeah, I'm not going to go there just yet, but Jupiter. So they also just told me Jupiter's hollow. I have no idea what that means. I think it's reminding me of this movie from the 80s. So maybe you might like the 80s. Also, I wanted to say that recently, I do love the 80s. It was like a vibe. And for me, it felt like a color, which was orange. Okay. So the 80s, so I'm a medium, a psychic, a spiritual teacher, a spiritual leader, one of the front runners and it's not really about front, okay? It's one of the there's so many of us. One of the like frontline expanded awareness consciousness nodes, okay? But we're all in this together, okay? So the ones that are up here are not better than you. They're more expanded, okay? So that they can then turn around and see the pattern more clearly, so that they can look at the pattern and say, oh, I see what's wrong, I see what's wrong, I see what's wrong, because they've already experienced all of this to get to that. So we're constantly evolving like this, like a wave is constantly moving out and coming back in, right? And how it comes back in is because it's reverberating off something. And what is that thing? It's actually you, okay? So it's God, okay? Which is all of us all combined. It's the central, it's the cup of the mother. It's the central, oh my gosh, yep. It's the central processing unit, okay? It's the thing that keeps track of the UPCs. And the UPCs are energy, okay? Well, anyway, this is exactly, and then we also got the descendant card. So this is why I said DC. Also, wasn't there a movie called The Descendants or something like that? Something about Disney. Oh, okay. So they want me to bring this message in. There's a thing called Disney, the Black Box. Okay. The Black Box of Disney. I don't know. Spirit is just giving me this information. All right. They say that the ones who are ready to hear this will know it and resonate with it right away. They will understand what I'm saying. Okay. Because you will remember this at some point in your existence here. It's the Mickey's Black Box. It is where you actually entered the program from the reality of unity, okay? So we are in this reality that is separated from the reality of unity because the reality of unity can't be tainted. So we have to have a sandboxed area, which is the Mickey's Black Sandbox, okay? So that we can go in there and go into the unknown, and we never get lost, okay? But we can progress and learn more. So then we bring it back to the collective. So it's like this, okay? This is a life like we're having right now in the file system, okay? In the Jupiter growth system that reflects with Saturn that creates the pattern, okay? So Jupiter and Saturn together create the pattern and also reflect the pattern and create the pattern, and then switch up the pattern so that it can get you into your best, highest growth, because we're here to grow, learn, experience, and learn through experience and bring that back to the collective. Okay. Thank you. And so essentially this is showing that even if you're a Sagittarius, okay, you might be a Sagittarius, you might be a Gemini. These are like popping out to me. Sagittarius, Gemini, also Aquarius and Taurus. Okay, so you might be, oh my goodness. Okay, I just got a personal download there, but thank you, Spirit. I'm just going to say thank you so much, Spirit, because that was something I needed to hear. Okay, so when you come into the earth, this is like the earth, okay? You're in like a pie wheel, right? So you come in through the stars, and according to all the things you've collected along the way, like your growth in your Mars, your growth in your Jupiter, your growth in all of your discs of awareness that we're all trying to attain while we're here, it comes in with you, and it comes in at different points on this wheel. So if your descendant is at a certain degree of Aquarius, and your rising is at a certain degree of Libra, and you know, all of this just shows where you come into this plane energetically and what you need to really focus and grow on. Okay, so this is why a birth chart is so freaking important. All right, and also why our system, right, which we're in the black box right now. Okay, you are in a simulation. Your real body and your real self exist outside of here. Okay, so you're in a simulation. You literally might be married to, in this simulation, to someone who to someone that you're not even really close to, you know, like a boss or something like that, in outside of here, so that you can get to know each other in a, like, because it's programmed. So it's programmed that you two will meet. It's programmed that you two will have a baby. There's certain things in here, in this Mickey's black box, that you can't avoid. So you're here to experience, to learn and grow, to bring it back to the collective. So if you signed up to be a baby that goes through cancer, you did that when we were a collective, when you were in complete unity and complete bliss, knowing that we all love each other and we protect each other. And so it didn't sound so bad, right? Because you're like, oh good, this will help us learn and grow our consciousness, which is what we ultimately are, is a collective consciousness. Okay, so we're growing it through this black box. Okay, so we come here and we sign up for that. So it sounds good. It sounds like, oh yes, this will, because it's a scaling system. It's like, okay, if you experience the death of a child, this is how much light or energy or whatever you can transmute to bring back to the collective, and then we grow that much. Okay, so something that's very traumatic here, like being assaulted, watching someone die, being, you know, having your heart broken, all of these things, right? The feeling of having to talk in front of someone, and then also the other feelings, the feeling of making love, the feeling of getting married, all of those things, right? You sign up for them, and they have a certain amount of energy or potential growth embedded within them, so that if you interact with them in a way to learn and grow, you do, and you move through the consciousness layers and you gain higher levels back into unity. So full self-actualization and self-realization is remembering that you're God source, and then actualizing into unity and embodying it on this plane, okay, of awareness. Yes, and then you are in the unity consciousness realms, okay, and you can experience them from here. You can experience them from, you get the key out of the box. So, but you're still in here, right? Because you're here until you're not. And basically, you decide when you're not. But we're all descendants of each other. And so if you want to know what the father and the mother is, the mother would be the black box, okay, the void, the abyss. This is why they said that, like it was a horror, because a horror is like a cave, okay? So it's the cave of unknown, right? And the father, which actually means fat her, okay, is the collective that is very big and wide and shares space, okay, and doesn't fight, doesn't divide, doesn't hurt each other, only just grows and learns in their own brilliance, in their own capacity, and they use the void for that, okay? So mother, father, gender doesn't matter, okay? Because mother is other. It means you come in here, and this says others. You are all each other. So when you come in here, you forget that we're all connected, okay? And so we are actually thinking that we're coming through as others so that we can transact, okay? That's the black box realm. The fat her realm, which is the father's realm, is the realm where they're fat, okay? So basically, however you want to take that, they're more expanded. So they are kind of fat. So they've taken the stuff they've learned in the mother, they've learned from the mother, the simulation, the mother, the sim, okay? They take it from that and they bring it back to the fat her, which is all the collective, but it's like space. So that's what space literally is. When you look up to the sky, you're looking at a reflection of yourself. And in the daytime, when you look up to the sky and you see the sun, you're looking at a reflection of yourself. When you look up and you see the clouds, it's a reflection of your being. This is how we're all connected, right? When you interact with a tree, it's a connection, it's a reflection of you at another point of the same frequency exchange, okay? And we're all here to do the same thing. So essentially, oh my gosh, when we're here, it's like yin yang. So when we're here, we're actually only here by ourselves, reflecting off of all these different beings that are aspects of self to interact with, to learn and grow from. So over here is the real world. We're in the simulation. So we are wanting to wake up into the real world. And then you have the dream layer, which is like the collective consciousness. What hell is the collectives when they're in here, they have a whole bunch of trauma down here that they all collectively are feeling. And this is why when you hurt another, you hurt yourself. And when you love another, you love yourself, because your trauma is shared and so is your expansion of consciousness. I am tripped out because now this means, if we go one step further, this means that I am literally talking to myself at another point of the same awareness. So we are actually one, and that we're giving birth to a universe. That is what is happening. Okay, I'm going to leave that message there. And I want to just say thank you, Spirit, because I need to rewatch this, because I literally just channeled from Ganesh. Okay, that is who I channeled from. I see. Yes, thank you, Ganesha. Ganesh is the guardian of the light and the dark. Okay, Ganesh knows that there is no light and dark. Ganesh knows that he remembers everything, and so does she. They remember all, because they are in the middle. They are the king and queen of Midgard. And we all are. Wow. Praise to the Most High and the Most Low, because one must exist for the other. And then when you go into the third, you realize that it's all relative and there is no high and low. Because in the third dimension, 33, in the dimension of truth and knowledge and awareness, we are all one first, then the many. And we are all relative. So there's no more two dimensions. Two dimension is only this or that. When you bring in the third, you gain your higher awareness, and then you see we are the whole. The whole lot. The whole lot. And now if you're still with me, take a breath in and hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1, and blow out your mouth. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the breath of the 44. The high. 4, 4. This message has been brought to you by the number 44. Don't you guys love Sesame Street? And it's also been brought to you by the phenomenon of unity consciousness, where we are all here and we are all each other at a different point of the same awareness. We are all uniquely equal, and we are all in this whole soup together. So all of our trauma is collective. I have my eyes closed right now, and I see just a glowing orange light that is coming right towards me. Oh, it's the light in my eye. The eye above and the eye below. It's my moon eye that directly reflects my sun eye. It's my yin to my yang. It's my whole and it's my other half. It is my twin, because when we come here, we split into male and female presenting. And when we go back home, we reconvene within. And that is your inner kingdom spouse. I love you. Namaste.